What's going on, everybody? It's Tom.
And it's Jamie. Welcome to the Chronicles of Podcast.
The Chronicles of 2000 Trees 2024.
I'm Danny with Amigo the Devil.
This is how the world made me.
Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here.
Thanks
I
for your
listened to us
time.
on the Mechanic last night, and I just thought this is the fucking most stunningest song I've ever listened to. Absolutely love what you do, so it's incredible. Thank you so much, man.
I appreciate you having me.
No, it's an absolute pleasure to have you here. So, first things first, how's your personal Saturday treating you?
Slow.
Yeah.
Slow. Yeah, we got here about, I don't know, maybe 2 hours ago now. I haven't really done much.
No? Okay.
No, I threw the bottle around the field for a while. That's about it.
Oh, fuck. Not going to check anybody out or anything like that?
Oh, I saw every hell.
Oh, how was that?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Blew me away. Yeah, that's the only band I've seen so far, so to say they're the best of the day is a fair
I mean,
assumption.
you get to play yet?
Best of the day for me.
Yeah, okay.
The only one for me.
Yeah. So obviously you're playing a little bit later on. Like, are you excited for the show?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. I used to not like festivals.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I used to hate playing festivals. I don't even remember why, but at some point I realized that I just couldn't bring the club mentality into the festival set.
Yeah.
And once I started kind of clicking into that mode of, okay, this is fun. I'm a depressing guy. This is fun. We're having a good time here. Then it made it very, very easy to kind of let loose on the familiarity of what we do every night on tour. So now I love playing them.
Good.
Because I never know what's going to happen.
And I'm sure it's going to be a packed house later on tonight. So,
I don't know. It's our first time here.
the thing with 2000 Trees is everybody loves to check out new music. Everyone loves to check out stuff they've never heard before.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, I'm excited for it. I can't wait to watch you later. So,
Thank you.
I'm buzzing. Anyway, sorry. So, with an Amigo the Devil show, like you were just saying about Club Night compared to an Amigo the Devil festival show, do you change your set list up accordingly? So it's like people might not be so familiar with yourself, so just drop all the bangers in?
Nope. I kind of... All right, so the way we do it, I have a set list that we write, and then the band sees it, and then they know I'm not going to follow any of it.
Okay.
So, yeah. We have a set list, and
And then you have your own one.
then I have
Yeah.
and then I have my moments.
Yeah.
I think it's really, really important not just to... I feel like it's always impossible to tell the mood of anywhere, whether it's a show on tour, whether it's a festival. Sometimes, people are just having a collective moment amongst themselves where they're not really in that high energy spirit, or if it's too hot that day, or they saw just exhaustion. And so at that point, I'll make a decision to kind of guide them back into energy the best we can. Or the opposite. If I have a set list with just a bunch of, really bummer bangers, then and they want some hype music, then we'll switch it up to kind of feed that instead.
Yeah. I mean, if that's not the name of your greatest hits album, I'm disappointed.
Bummer bangers.
So, this is a podcast we're ambassadors for the Sophie Lancaster Foundation. Are you aware of Sophie and her story at all?
Nope.
No, so basically, in 2007, Sophie and her boyfriend were walking through a park on the way home from a night out, and they were attacked by a gang of youths, and Sophie never woke up from the coma she was put in, lost her life. Her boyfriend Rob fortunately did, but his life was never quite the same afterwards. And this all happened simply because they were goths. No more rhyme or reason. They didn't know these kids. That was it. So we're basically talking to bands at this festival about the alternative culture and the alternative family, and whether that's something you've experienced in your life, being treated differently, had stereotypes put upon you just because of the music you listen to or the way you're dressed.
Yeah, growing up, that was a massive. I'm trying to use my word carefully because I haven't thought about it in a long time. I grew up in Miami, Florida, and it was very, very heavily Latin-based culture that wasn't. They were terrified of anything outside of the church, essentially,
Yeah.
for the most part.
Yeah.
And I was the first kid in school to have tattoos. Started getting them when I was like 14. And that's why they're so bad. And
Great to me.
and I mean, I used to, dye my hair and all that. And growing up out there, it wasn't very typical. So I remember being, I guess, just, it taught me how to find my own world and how to build it and how to essentially create a world where we were comfortable living in, and we would go to shows because we felt safe at shows. I rode BMX when I was young, and all my BMX buddies were all weirdos and whatever. So we built that world, but I remember thinking how much I hated that we had to build it instead of just being able to have it. But I will say, it's really cool to see how many counterculture style, like all just alternative lifestyles in general. I hate the word counterculture, but I'm like, why did I use that? I was like, that's the worst word. I love seeing a lot of the communities that were kind of shoved aside when I was growing up, to see them flourishing and thriving. Damn, I'm sorry. I'm a little frazzled because I haven't thought about that in a long time.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's wild. I used to get... I don't know, I guess I was always a really mean kid, too. Like, back. I never... I was picked on a lot, but I was also wildly rage-filled child.
Yeah.
So...
But at the same time, it's good that you stood up for yourself and didn't let them do this,
That's kind of what I was just wondering. I was wondering, did I stand up for myself or did I bully back? And now I don't know. I don't know if I actually stood up for myself in a sense of defending my choices.
Yeah.
Or if I just attacked theirs.
I get what you mean, yeah.
And I think this is in the moment stuff. Groundbreaking science right now we're figuring out. You know what I mean? So I don't have the answers yet, but we're figuring it out. I don't think I've ever considered the possibility of that being an option.
Yeah.
We're sorry to put the mood down, by the way. I promise we'll lift it back up in a minute.
No, we don't have to. This is where I live. Yeah.
But obviously, when you were growing up, and back in 2007, when what happened to Sophie, and when we were growing up, 2024 is a very different world. Do you think it's easier now to be part of that alternative subculture, or is there still work to be done, do you reckon?
I think it's easier to look at it at an older age and assume that it's easier because it's more available. There's shops you can go buy the physical lifestyle at. There's more access to it in mainstream media in terms of, bands that fit that description. But I don't know if the kids that are in it growing up feel that way because I'm not there. So I don't know if they still feel misunderstood or misrepresented. I don't know. I don't know if maybe it affects them differently that it is available, because for me, I remember taking a little bit of pride in having to hunt down that band tee, having to write in for cassettes and finding the obscure bands. So I don't know. What do you think?
I think it's a double-edged sword. Like the way we've been talking a lot about social media this weekend, and how
don't get me started on that.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate social media.
But this is the thing we're talking about, because there is that double-edged sword of, yes, you can find your people, that you can find lightless people that listen to the same bands as you, but at the same time you are open to utter assholes. And that's where it's finding that line in the middle.
Yeah. I cannot even process the cruelty online.
Yeah.
Especially with generations that were raised online. It's not their fault. It's the world. And for them to have to rely on a cruel society, which is the online society, to mold themselves as humans. That's terrifying. I can't imagine what they go through.
Yeah.
At all. Ugh. Yeah. I don't know. Everything's hard. Just don't grow up. Don't stay young either, though. Don't do anything.
So obviously, we'll bring it back to yourself. How about we do that instead? So you obviously released your brand new record, Yours Till the World Is Over, back in February.
Yep.
Are you still riding high from that, or?
Nah.
No? Okay.
That's old.
What's next?
That's old.
So is that new stuff on the way in?
Yep. I'm going to play a new song today.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. I've been writing a lot. It's hard with the records because, that record was done 7 months before releasing it.
Oh, shit, okay.
So for me, I'm sitting there, I'm just like... And then we put it out, and everyone hears it for the first time. Hell yeah, that's a...
The Bloody Mary station's getting a lot of eyes on it today.
Yeah, sorry, I'm... Okay. What was I even saying?
Basically, you released your album, you sat on it that long, now you're sick of it.
We haven't even played most of it live yet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We've been doing a lot of support tours, which is odd for us. We don't do that much support.
Yeah.
I mean, now we do. So we don't play too much of the new record in the shorter sets. And the first run we're going to get to do is in the fall. So in the fall, we'll actually be able to play most of the record. And then I'll really be sick of it.
Amazing. Right, Daniel, thank you so much for taking the time out and chat with us today. It means the absolute world. It's been a real blast. We look forward to seeing you later.
So much,
Thank you for your time.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Later.